Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the damn podcast channel. Y'all, we are still using the Sofa channel set to do the podcast channel stuff because of time constraints. We also have our little sidekick back there, Mr. Roscoe P. Coltrane, so give him a warm Sofa welcome. Now, today we're going to be talking about a very quick update. At this point, if you follow this case, it's probably not an update for you. You already know about it, but a lot of you have been hitting me up saying, what do you think about this, so on and so forth. So here, what we do with this channel is we do quick updates like this. So I'm going to go over an article by Nate Eaton updating us on the camera ban and the Daybell case. I'm just going to read some highlights. I'll put them up on the screen. The full article is down below if you want to read the whole thing. And then also at the end of the video, I will discuss my personal thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so like I said, this article is by Nate Eaton. It is in the East Idaho News. It was published September 23rd, 2022, 3:44 p.m. And it's titled, Judge Boyce Bans Cameras from All Upcoming Daybell Hearings. So District Judge Stephen Boyce has issued an order banning video and still cameras from all upcoming hearings in the Chad and Lori Daybell case. The order came in response to a motion from Jim Archibald and John Thomas, Lori Daybell's defense attorneys, asking that cameras be removed for future proceedings. They said that they were upset that cameras operated by Court TV during an August 16th hearing were focused mainly on their client, and microphones have been placed on the defendant's and prosecution's tables. Prosecutors Rob Wood and Lindsay Blake filed a motion supporting the camera ban, while EastIdahoNews.com joined 32 other local, state, and national media outlets in opposition. Judges in Idaho have the right to limit cameras in their courtrooms, and Boyce heard arguments from all sides last week before issuing his 7-page response Friday afternoon. And they go into quote, "While the right to public access must be protected, the scope of the coverage cannot supersede the rights of all parties to the fair administration of justice in this case," Boyce wrote. "The court has previously been made aware and continues to be informed that documentaries, dramatizations, and fictionalized media focusing on the defendants and allegations in this case have already been procured and continue to disseminate to the public." Boyce wrote he found no misconduct or interruptions from the media during previous hearings and said journalists in the courtroom have been professional and respectful, but the judges worried about pre-trial publicity and noted visual coverage of the case could impede the ability to pick a fair jury. This court has previously permitted cameras in the courtroom during this case, allowing both photography and video transmission, but when the case is a sensational one, tensions develop between the right of the accused to trial by an impartial jury and the right guaranteed others by the First Amendment, Boyce wrote, referencing Nebraska Press Association versus Stewart. Now we're going to talk about what the article says in regards to Larry and Kay Woodcock. Larry and Kay Woodcock, the grandparents of J.J. Vallow, are disappointed and distraught following Boyce's ruling. "Although we want justice for J.J., Tylee, Charles, and Tammy, we feel he overreacted. The simple solution is not to televise preliminary hearings in order to not taint a jury pool, yet still allow cameras during the trial," the Woodcock said in a statement to EastIdahoNews.com. "Some of our immediate family, close friends, and supporters from around the globe will not be able to share in this most horrific story. The story speaks from beyond the graves. We want the world to hear the atrocities executed by Lori and Chad Daybell." Although Boyce revoked video and photographic coverage, he wrote audio proceedings will continue to be permitted using in-courtroom microphones. It's unclear if a live audio feed for public dissemination will be allowed. Any decision by judges regarding audio and video coverage cannot be appealed, according to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 45. And then it says, you can read the entire order here, and I've posted that down below. Okay, so let's talk about my thoughts on this. Obviously, this is a blow, right? I mean, this sucks for all of us following this case. We're like, oh my God. So while I am totally on board for doing whatever it takes to put these monsters behind bars or the most severe punishment, whatever needs to take place, for the rest of their lives, right? I'm 100%. So absolutely. Do I feel like what Court TV did was like, oh my God, we could hear everything? No. I mean, I didn't see anything like that. And even the judge himself was saying, look, nobody's really stepped out of line so far, but I don't want anything to happen in the future. Now, I always revert back to, what do the most important people say about this in this case, which the most important people are the victims, the surviving victims, right? Larry and Kay, Kresha, all these people that we've come to know through YouTube, through the case, all that kind of stuff. So with Larry and Kay sitting here, saying, look, the simple solution is not to do the preliminary hearings, not to video do this out 100%, right? Let's meet in the middle. I felt like there could have been a meet in the middle situation, which could have been, look, don't do the preliminary hearing. I agree with what Larry and Kay are saying. Everyone needs to hear the atrocities of this story, right? This is such... Okay, so you want to talk about where this story lines up with me in the level of horror? The Jeffrey Dahmer thing is very popular right now. I was alive when that happened. What they did, and these people are in line. They're hanging out on the same level with Jeffrey Dahmer as far as I'm concerned, right? It's that horrific. And so to throttle it, to let all that be known, I just think it's a disservice to the public. Now, again, if it ends up bringing justice to them and getting a fair trial, absolutely. But I agree with Larry and Kay. I felt like they should have... just done the preliminary hearings and then televised the trial. I also think it's funny that, I didn't know this. I've learned so much law through this, where this can't be appealed. Like, that's a law in Idaho. And I'm like, really? I'm like, so this is just it. I hope the judge will allow the audio to be played or recorded and whatnot. So we'll see how this pans out. Again, my heart goes out to everyone in the case. And that's it. Check out the links below for my other channel as well as the full article on this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.